Cardi B left in tears as her kid Kulture Kiari calls Stef Diggs dad for the first time. For weeks, the internet had been buzzing with whispers about how close Stefon Diggs had grown to Cardi B's children, especially little Kulture Kiari. Fans noticed the subtle moments, Kulture grabbing Stefon's hand while walking into a studio, the way she smiled whenever he entered the room, the warmth between them that seemed to grow more visible every day. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared Cardi B for what happened next. The day everything changed. It all began on a calm Sunday morning in Cardi's Atlanta home. The house was quiet, sunlight streaming through the living room curtains as Kulture sat on the floor building a castle out of toy blocks. Cardi was sitting nearby, sipping tea, reviewing music notes and upcoming show schedules. Stef had flown in late the night before after a tough game weekend. His body was tired, but his heart was full in a way he had never fully understood until he started spending time with Cardi and her children. When he stepped into the living room, still wearing his hoodie and sweats, Kulture immediately lit up. "Stef," she shouted, abandoning her toy castle as she ran straight into his open arms. Cardi watched, smiling softly. She loved this bond, loved how Stefon never treated her kids like accessories of fame but like real children deserving of patience, laughter, and affection. Stef twirled Kulture around playfully before lowering her gently to the ground. "You sleep good, princess?" he asked. She nodded excitedly, pointing to her half-built castle. "Look! I made this." Stef crouched beside her. "Wow, that's amazing. Can I help?" "Yes." Cardi chuckled. "You two are something else." She went back to her notes, and that's when it happened. The word that froze the room. As Stef and Kulture worked on the blocks together, one of the pieces toppled off the tower and rolled under the couch. Stef reached to grab it, but before he could stand up again, Kulture tapped his shoulder. "Dada," she said quietly. "Can you put it back?" Stef froze. Cardi froze. The entire world seemed to stop. Stef slowly lifted his head. What did you say, baby girl?" Kulture, completely unaware of the emotional hurricane she just unleashed, repeated it louder, clearer, sweeter. "Dada. Put it back, please." Cardi felt her throat close. Tears instantly welled in her eyes, blurring her vision. She covered her mouth with her hand as her chest tightened. Stef's eyes turned glassy. He blinked several times, fighting back a wave of emotion he never saw coming. He gently placed the block back on the castle, his hands trembling. You want me to be your dada?" he whispered. Kulture nodded, smiling innocently, her little curls bouncing. "Yes. You nice. You funny. You make mommy happy." Cardi couldn't hold it anymore. She broke. Tears streamed down her face, big, uncontrollable, overwhelming tears. Not sadness. Not fear. But a mix of gratitude, healing, love, and shock. It was the kind of moment she never thought she would see, not after everything that had happened in her past relationships, not after the public chaos, the heartbreak, the uncertainty. Stef tries to hold it together. And fails. Stefon didn't look at Cardi right away. He was still processing, still breathing through the unexpected beauty of this moment. He pulled Kulture into his arms and held her for a long time. His voice cracked as he whispered. "I got you, princess. Always." Cardi wiped her tears, trying to steady herself, but the weight of the moment only grew heavier. She had to walk away for a second, stepping into the hallway to breathe. Stef followed her, gently closing the door behind him. Kulture stayed in the living room singing to herself, completely unaware of the emotional earthquake she had caused. Cardi's breakdown. "I didn't expect this. Not like this." When Stef reached her, Cardi was leaning against the wall, crying softly, her hands shaking. "She called you that, Stef," she whispered. "She called you, Dad. I wasn't ready for that." Stef wrapped his arms around her from behind and held her close. I wasn't expecting it either, he said. But, Cardi, I swear to God, that little girl means the world to me. Both your kids do. I never wanted to push anything or make you feel pressured. But hearing her say that, it did something to me. Cardi sniffled, wiping her face. Stef, do you know how big that is? For her. For me. I didn't even. Her voice cracked again. I didn't even realize how strong your place in her heart was. I see it, but hearing it, feeling it, it's different. It's real. Stef gently lifted her chin so she could look into his eyes. I'm not here for clout. I'm not here for headlines. I'm here because I care about you. And your babies. And if she sees me as someone worth calling Dad, I'm gonna honor that. Every day. Cardi cried even harder. She buried her face in his chest, clutching his hoodie like her life depended on it. You're making it hard not to fall deeper, Stef, she whispered. Stef kissed her forehead. Then fall. I'm right here. The family moment that broke the internet. When they returned to the living room, Kulture was sitting proudly beside her completed block castle, swinging her legs with joy. Dada, look, she said again. Stef walked over, knelt down, and hugged her tightly. Cardi recorded the moment, not for the public, not for clout, not for likes, but for memory. For proof. For the story she would tell Kulture one day when she asked how Stef became such a big part of their lives. But eventually, a clip leaked online. Not the whole moment, just Kulture's little voice saying, Dada, can you put it back? And Stef whispering, I got you, princess. The internet erupted. Fans flooded social media with emotional reactions. OMG, I'm crying, loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face. Kulture calling Stef Dad. This is huge. I never seen Cardi this soft before. This is real love. Stef stepping into that role is beautiful. Even celebrities reacted, posting heart emojis, crying emojis, and congratulations. Cardi didn't say much publicly. She didn't need to. Her silence was powerful. Her tears told the whole story. The aftermath, a new chapter. Later that night, when the kids were asleep, Cardi and Stef sat together on the couch, holding hands. You know everything changes now, right? She said. Stef nodded. I'm ready. Cardi took a deep breath. Her voice was soft. Vulnerable. Honest. I think you're becoming the man I prayed for. Stef smiled, pulling her gently into his arms. You and your babies. You're my home now. Cardi felt her heart open in a way it hadn't in years. And for the first time in a long time, she wasn't afraid. The end, but really, the beginning. Kulture Kiari calling Stefan Diggs Dad wasn't just a cute moment. It was a turning point. A healing chapter. A bridge between love, family, and future. And for Cardi B, it was the moment she realized that sometimes the family you dream of shows up in ways you never expect. Here is a very long, emotional, dramatic, viral-style story that fits your channel's theme perfectly. It has heart-melting moments, tension, shock value, and a powerful ending that will keep viewers glued. Cardi B left in tears as her kid Kulture Kiari calls Stef Diggs Dad for the first time, loudly crying face fire. Very long emotional story. Nobody saw this moment coming, not the fans, not the media, not even Cardi herself. What started as an innocent family day turned into one of the most emotional turning points the world has ever witnessed in Cardi B and Stefan Diggs' evolving relationship. It happened on a quiet Sunday afternoon. Cardi had been intentionally laying low, less club appearances, fewer drama-filled headlines, more family time. Despite her chaotic schedule, she had been trying to create a peaceful atmosphere for her kids, Kulture and Wave. And recently, Stefan Diggs had been around more often, not as Cardi's rumored boyfriend, not as the NFL superstar, but just as Stef, a calm, caring presence in the kids' lives. For weeks, fans had noticed subtle changes. Kulture holding his hand at events. Waves giggling anytime Stef entered the room. Cardi posting mysterious glimpses of a special someone playing with her kids. But nobody expected what happened next. The day everything changed. Cardi planned a simple outdoor picnic in a private park, no cameras, no makeup teams, just real life. She brought the kids, and Stefan surprised them with a basket full of their favorite snacks. From a distance, Cardi watched something she hadn't seen in years, her daughter truly relaxing, laughing, and playing without fear, confusion, or tension. Stefan kneeled down to help Kulture with her juice box, wiping a tiny stain from her dress while telling her a silly story about dropping a touchdown during his first year. Kulture's eyes sparkled. Wave laughed so hard his little body shook. Cardi felt her heart soften in a way she hadn't allowed herself to feel since the Offset drama began. Stefan wasn't trying to impress anyone. He wasn't performing for the cameras. He was simply present. The moment that broke Cardi. While Stefan was helping Wave take tiny steps along the grass, Kulture ran up behind him, tugged his shirt gently, and said with the sweetest, most innocent voice, "Daddy, look. I can jump." Stefan froze. Cardi froze. The world felt like it stopped spinning. Cardi's hand flew to her mouth instantly. Tears gathered before she could stop them. Stefan turned slowly, eyes wide, not wanting to assume anything. "Who you talking to, mamas?" he asked softly. And Kulture repeated it, louder this time, without hesitation. "You, Daddy." Her little arms wrapped around his leg as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Stefan dropped to his knees, pulling her into a gentle hug. His voice cracked as he whispered, "I'm right here, princess, always." Cardi had to turn away. She broke, quietly, emotionally, completely. Not from sadness. Not from confusion. But from the overwhelming realization that her daughter had found safety in someone again. And that someone was Stefan Diggs. Cardi's emotional confession. Later that evening, after the kids were asleep, Cardi confronted Stef about what happened. She was still wiping tears from her cheeks as she said, "I didn't expect that. I didn't even know she felt that way. And the way you held her, Stef, you didn't flinch." Stefan didn't brag. He didn't smile smugly. He simply placed a hand on hers and said, "Kids know who's real, they feel energy before words. I'll never try to replace anybody. I just want to be someone she can count on." Cardi's tears spilled again, this time uncontrollably. Because for years she carried the weight of being both mother and emotional shield. For years she hid the turmoil of heartbreak from her kids. For years she prayed for stability. And now, suddenly, she could breathe. The internet explodes. When a blurry photo leaked, showing Stefan kneeling and hugging Kulture, the internet detonated. Fire, did Kulture just call Stefan Diggs dad? Fire, Offset not gonna like this. Fire, Cardi's kids love Stef. This is real. Fire, this is deeper than we thought. Cardi didn't confirm or deny the moment publicly. But fans noticed her recent caption on Instagram. "Some blessings I didn't even know how to ask for, red heart." And Stefan's matching tweet later that night. "Family ain't always blood. Sometimes it's chosen. The world lost it. A new chapter begins." Behind the cameras, behind the headlines, behind the messy celebrity drama. Two kids found comfort. A woman found peace she hadn't felt in years. And a man stepped into a role he never forced, but one that came naturally as love grew deeper. Whether Cardi and Stefan end up officially together or not, one thing is certain. The moment Kulture Kiari called Stef on Diggs' dad changed everything. And Cardi B? She'll remember this day for the rest of her life. Because sometimes the most emotional moments aren't performed on stage or filmed for TV. They happen quietly, softly, in the middle of an ordinary day, with extraordinary meaning.